This is Jennifer Skruba, and this is a clay demonstration on how to hand model or hand build a clay eye for our animal pinch pot project. This is Jesse's pinch pot, and he's doing a bear. We have a reference picture, we've looked at the side profile, and we've created textured ears. So let's just take a close-up look at the eye itself. This is a fun one. It might not actually look like a bear, and that's okay. And let's go ahead and look at a diagram. I did a little bit of research for you, and I found the parts of the eye. So if you look here, for clay, we're going to focus on creating the recess behind the eye, and you have your upper lid, your eyebrow, your lower lid, the actual eyeball itself, and then a new word that I found, the lacrimal caruncle. I thought that was a fun new word that I learned. That's just the little dot right in between your eyes when it feels like it's sunken in, when you get tired in the morning, you got little eye boogers, you got to get rid of them. That's that area called the lacrimal caruncle. So let's make it simple and easy to start with for our bear. Found another reference picture, and we're just observing the eye. Ours can either look real or we can have fun with it, and I'm going to choose to have a little bit of fun with it. So here is Jesse's bear, and the first thing I'm going to decide is where the eyes go. Are they up here? Are they down here? So I'll have to again reference my side view. If this is halfway from if this is my pinch pot, the eyes fall at the halfway point, just like they would on a human. So let's try and estimate where halfway is. About right here. Let's rotate. Give myself a little hash mark drawing. Somewhere in this region. So I know that the eyes are actually sunken in for this socket. So I'm going to go ahead and push pretty hard, and I'm going to dent the eyes for the eye socket. Sad eyes can sometimes go downwards. If you want to make them happier, they can push where they slant upwards. Right now I'm just going to dent them in. You can also use a tool if you like, whatever works best for you. And I like to dent them in more than you would actually think. Let's actually just work on one eye. While I'm at it, I might as well pop out this eyebrow. So I'm going to squeeze. And I kind of want more of an eyebrow. Let's go ahead and add some more in. Just grab some extra clay. And it's all still soft clay, so I don't need to slip and score. And I'm just adding in some more up here because I want to add some definition. Now what you're not seeing is that I'm actually looking at the reference picture at the same time. My eyes are moving back and forth right now between the reference picture and what my hands are actually doing. So there's the start of it right here. The next thing I'm going to do is just grab a small ball of clay. We'll say, I don't know, maybe this much, and have fun. Roll it between your hands. I'm sure you've done that before. And this eyeball looks a little too big. Let's take away some clay. We want it to be a tiny bit bigger, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but not too big. That's still a little bit too big, but actually I'll keep it because I'm going to show you why. To be safe, I am going to add some slip behind my eyeball because I've had things fall off before, and it never hurts to add a little slip. So if you didn't see, I just dunked my modeling tool into the slip, and I'm going to set a little slip into the eye. And I'm going to go ahead and push my soft clay eye into the eye socket. But I don't want to flatten it out too much. So let's look at the side view. So here's the trick. To get this eyeball not to fall out, you need to use any tool. I have my pencil handy. I can use that. So I'm going to support on the inside, and I'm actually going to push the clay very gently, see if you can see that, right into the clay so that the two become one. So the eyeball becomes part of the eye socket. Now you'll notice I'm making these really ugly marks that are ruining the perfect circle I had, and it gets frustrating for artists when they do that. So another tool that you could use is this rubber-ended wipeout tool for fine detail. That should smooth it out. Or what I really like is just a paintbrush. So just a tiny little paintbrush will do the trick. And here you can continue to, to sculpt. Push that clay right back up. So here his eye is like, oh my gosh, hello, it's so bright. We're gonna add and give him an eyelid. So I like to grab just a little bit of clay. I'm gonna set this back here. And I'm going to form kind of like a crescent moon shaped. So basically it's about that thin, and I guess you would call it a moon shape. I don't know what else you could really call that shape. It's kind of like a half, I guess maybe a half circle. So I'm going to take that. Whoa, it's a little too big. Let's rip some of it off. Form it back again, and I'm not needing to worry about too much detail right now. And let's make them look a little sleepier. And this looks like a lot of clay again, but that's okay because you can always take some of this clay and push it back and it blends in. So here, we're blending in. So now he looks a little sleepier and a little cooler, like he's got more of an attitude. So I like to give my animals some attitude. And if you really want to make them look really attitude, you can add an eyebrow. Grab some more clay. I'm going to sculpt this. And do some research. Look at characters that look angry. And you'll notice that their eyebrows go down. So we're going to give them an eyebrow. We're going to blend that in just by pushing. Flare it out a little bit. So again, if you look at my reference picture, slide that over here. This one's a little bit happier of an eye, but I want to have mine be a little bigger and a little bit more dramatic. I want you to notice that on the eyeball itself, I haven't done anything to it. And the reason is eyeballs have a lot of detail, but the detail doesn't stick out and it's not carved in. It's actually glazed on. So like painting, glaze is liquid glass, so we're going to be using liquid glass to decorate the eyes, and you can choose their eye color, and you can add in all that detail later. Because if you were to actually try and draw in the lines around the iris, it's going to get pretty sloppy. I'm going to go switch and grab my wet paintbrush. I'm dipping it in water, which you can't see right now. So I just dip this in water, and then I'm going to start to move things around so you can really have fun with it and start to change it. If you don't like the way that it is, maybe you want to make it happy. Open his eye up. Now he looks a little bit more awake. Now I liked him better mean. So you can't really make a mistake. The worst thing you could do is just work with too dry of clay, or not use a reference picture, or not be creative and have fun with it. If I wanted eyelashes, like I did on, where did my eyeball go? Here's my eyeball again, right here. This is a larger piece if this is my hand, so it's a little bit easier when you're working larger. But what I did with this one was I tilted the eyelid up and I actually made it was a flat piece, and then I took the fettling knife and I V'd out and removed the V's so that I didn't have to add on each little eyelash. And then I had some fun with pencil, and I just added some corally texture to add for the eyebrows. So for the texture for this bear, for the eyebrows, maybe we just take our fettling knife and start to poke in and scratch it. And what looks neat is if you play off really textured versus pretty smooth. So like it'd be smooth through here, but just textured up there. You can even get more detailed. And I have a little piece of clay here. I'm gonna roll it between my hands, so I'm actually just gonna do this. You could add in, I gotta roll it between my hands. This is really tiny now. You could add in little details underneath and blend those in. Maybe you flare it out. So I'm sure you can think of some creative ideas, but the main thing is it's three-dimensional and that it sticks out so that the eye starts to look realistic and it has more interest. And the eye is a focal point. So start thinking about when you look at somebody or something, the first thing you look at is their eyes. So the eyes are really important and you want to make them the emphasis, which is also a principle of art.